All right, welcome in everybody to the BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B. Today we've got one. Well, nope, I lied. We've got two cases. One of the few times that we'll do a two-caser. Two cases of Leaf Heroes and Prospects football to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, BMC.collectibles, and save it as a seller on eBay. That'll make it that much easier to get back to us for more breaks, and it'll let you know when we go live and go live. I also need to mention that no further necessary from link down in the description. All right, let's get these bad boys out. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that, and I think that way works. Don't have infinite room up here. Now this might be a little bit more precarious than I thought. Ha. All right, as 24 boxes, we are good to go. The collation is not the best on this product. That's why we decided that two cases is probably the best way to go about it. So, good luck, everybody. Amari Neblack, Gary Little, Ty Felton, and Jace McClellan. James Joyner Jr., 3 of 10. Also, Neblack was 9 of 15. Kieran Lacey, Adrian Peterson, and Xavier Townsend. David Eziumume, 4 of 5. Raleek Brown, out of 99. Warren Sapp, and Xavier Restrepo. Curtis Rourke, out of 25. Jaquez Petaway, out of 49. Jim McMahon, and Jalen Milroe. Jaquez Petaway, out of 99. Tim Brown, Joe Namath, and Zion Turner. Roman Wilson, out of 99. LT, Darren Sproles, and Jackson Taylor, excuse me. Kyron Jones, out of 15. Harrison Wallace, out of 25. Jason Witten, and Nicholas Singleton. Isaac Jerindo, out of 25. Larry Little, out of 199. Steve Young, and Jeremiah Love. Jalen McMillan, out of 75. Scattaboo, out of 199. Mike Rozier and Kyron Jones. Audrey Castame, 1 of 5. Lawrence Arnold, purple, out of 49. Shador and Cordell Stewart. And John Rhys Plumlee. Nate McCollum, out of 99. Frank Gore, out of 199. Joe Namath and Matthew Sluka. Evan Prater, out of 75. Cordell Stewart, out of 99. Jerome Bettis and Jeremiah Liv and Ethan Garbers. Jacob Cowling, out of 99. Cameron Edge, out of 49. Emmett Smith and Jeremiah Liv. Demir Blankowski, out of 49. Peyton Thorne, out of 99. Dominic Lovett and Hines Ward and Hoss Haney. Jawar Jordan, out of 10. Jonah Coleman, out of 99. Bo Jackson and Deion Burks. Christian Vallejo out of 99. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Falk and Deuce Knight. Cameron Scadaboo, 38 out of 75. Danny Thompson out of 199. Raheem Rocket Ismail and Harlan Berry. Anaya Smith out of 5. Warren Sapp out of 49. Barry Sanders and Jadarian Price. Dan Villari out of 75. Steve Grogan out of 199. Trayvon Diggs and Bear Bachmeyer. Jaden Wilson out of 199. Aiden Mazzell out of 199. Hines Ward and Dominic Lovett and Jackson Arnold. How duels work. So what we're going to do is, I'll explain it actually after this box. Give me a sec. Caden Salter out of 99. Dalen Hayden out of 49. Donnie Shell and Malachi Nelson. Katron Allen, 1 of 10. John Rose Plumley out of 199. Donnie Shell and Jack Plummer. Kyle Parker out of 99. Tony Dorsett out of 199. Woody Marks and Marcus Allen. Graham Metz. Jay Novacek, 5 of 10. Fran Tarkenton out of 199. Aaron Rodgers and Anthony Gold. Alright, to explain how this system is going to work, basically, at the end of the break, we're going to look at all of them, and any of them that match up as pairs, then we'll just separate them, and if there's an even number of each one, then they'll go to each person. So like Cordell Stewart will get, let's say there's 7 of them. Cordell Stewart gets 3, Shedeur Sanders gets 3, and then we're going to do a left-right random. And then whichever one is on that side will be the one to get any of the odd numbers. The same thing for any numbered cards. So like this Dominic Lovett Hines Ward out of 199. Then this will not count as like a multiple of a base. If there's another of 199, then those two will be split between the two. If there's only an odd number, then what will happen is same thing, just a random. And one of them will be going to one of the owners of the spot. Real simple once we get down to it. We'll go over it for a little bit at the end of the break and clear everything up. G-Mac, 7 of 10. Josh Allen, out of 25. Joe Namath and Ethan Garbers. Ricky Jackson, 9 of 10. Woody Marks, Nico Iamaliva and Peyton Manning. Ashton Daniels. Sam Sowles, out of 49. Cameron Skidaboo, out of 49. Frank Gore and Keelan Robinson. Xavier Townsend, Tony Dorsett out of 199. Jeremiah Liv and Jerome Bettis out of 49. And Nate McCullough. Quinn Cooley out of 99. Noah Fafita out of 49. Earl Campbell and Damian Martinez. Nico Marichal out of 25. Joe Theismann out of 49. Damian Martinez and Edgerrin James and Byron Brown. Jared Gibson out of 75. DeQuan Felton out of 199. Roman Wilson and Jeremiah Hunter. Josh Sapp out of 75. DeQuan Felton out of 199. Roman Wilson and Jeremiah Hunter. Haynes King out of 15. No, it's out of yeah, it's out of 15. Nice. Trayvon Diggs out of 99. Brett Favre and Jonah Coleman. Emmanuel Henderson out of 15. Anthony Gold out of 99. Steve Young and Jeremiah Lou. Jake Brenningstool, Anthony Gold out of 99. Brenningstool is out of 49. Steve Young and Jeremiah Lou. Luke Grimm out of 99. Brock Glenn out of 199. Josh Allen and Xavier Restrepo. Jacob Jesus out of 49. Jonathan Brooks out of 99. Marcus Allen and Woody Marks. Garrett Nussmeier. Caleb Odom out of 20. James Wong out of 99. That's Tyrone McMillan and Ashton Daniels. Nico Iamaleava. 1 of 1. Trayvon Diggs out of 99, Brett Favre and Jonah Coleman. Jordan Travis out of 49, Brock Glenn out of 199, Cordell Stewart and Madden Iamaleava. Hot Metal number 5 was supposed to be an hour ago. What's up? Yes, that is true. It was. And if you, since you're on YouTube, you can grab right here, drag it all the way to the start of the stream, and there you go. Keelan Robinson, 2 of 10. Brock Glenn out of 199. Josh Allen and Xavier Restrepo. Dejan Edwards out of 49. Anthony Gold out of 99. Steve Young and Jeremiah Love. That's your 1 of 1, Nico. Enjoy. That's all you're getting out of me for Nico. I hope this doesn't leave you as well. Hope he doesn't let you down in the biggest moments. Deion Smith out of 25. James Wong out of 49. Cam Ward and Vinny Testaverde out of 99. Ashton Daniels. James Wong out of 49. Vinny Testaverde and Cameron Ward. Out of, what is it? Oh yeah, 99, Anthony Gold. See, this is some of the problems with this product. Cameron Ward, out of 25. Earl Campbell, out of 25. Mark Russell, and Juju Lewis. Mike Matthews, out of 8. 1 of 8. Brock Glenn, out of 199. Josh Allen, and Xavier Restrepo. Nathan Carter. Brock Glenn out of 199. Carter is out of 99. Josh Allen and Xavier Restrepo. Where have I seen that before? Isaac Girendo out of 49. Anthony Gold out of 99. Ty Felton and Jeremiah Love. Braden McGregor out of 99. Deuce Knight out of 199. Travis Hunter and Max Brosmer. Xavier Thomas out of 99. Cameron Edge out of 49. Lynn Dickey and Jace McClellan. Frederick Moore out of 75. Odell Beckham Jr. out of 99. Thurman Thomas and Zach Zabrowski. Jaden Janke out of 15. Mike Rozier out of 49. Peyton Manning and I'm Oliva and Jackson Taylor. Trey Harris out of 99. Lewis Bond out of 25. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. James Wong out of 25. Madden I'm Oliva out of 99. And Marshall Falk. Elijah Surratt. Technically, he is Oliva as well. Or he left UCLA, committed to UCLA, left UCLA to go to Arkansas, and then left Arkansas to go to UCLA. Whole family Olivas. Jordan Shipp out of 99. Deuce Knight out of 199. Jonathan Brooks and Earl Campbell and Deuce Knight. Garrett Nussmeier, nice, out of 25. Earl Campbell out of 25. Mike Rozier and Caden Robinson. Aaron Anderson out of 75. That's a cool auto, actually. I like that. Caden Salter out of 49. Randy White and Jaden Blue. Troy Franklin out of 25. Adonai Mitchell out of 99. Arctic Estimate and Terrell Davis, dual, and James Wong. AJ Swan out of 75. Donnie Shell out of 99. Malik Neighbors and Odell Beckham Jr. out of 49. And Luther Burden. Casey Washington out of 75. Garrett Nussmeier out of 99. Ryan Wingo and Penny Boom. Box number 11, I think. Isaiah Nair out of 49. Donnie Snell out of 99, or Shell out of 49. Odell Beckham Jr. and Malik Neighbors out of 49. And Luther Burden. Cameron Brown out of 49. Garrett Nussmeier out of 99. Ryan Wingo and Penny Boom. Juju Lewis out of 10. 4 of 10. Earl Campbell out of 25. Mike Rozier and Caden Robinson. Y.A. Tittle, 7/25. Adonai Mitchell, out of 99. Terrell Davis and Audric Estime and James Wong. Josh Sapp, out of 10. Drew Pearson, out of 99. Donnie Shell and Deuce Knight. Ontario Brown, 5/15. Caden Robinson, out of 99. Or out of 199, Randy White and Jaden Blue. Samaj Morgan, out of 25. Adonai Mitchell, out of 99. Terrell Davis, Audric Estime, and James Wong. Jace McClellan, out of 10. Deuce Knight, out of 99. Jonathan Brooks and Earl Campbell, and Devin Leary. Deion Smith, 7/8. Caden Salter, out of 99. Randy White and Jaden Blue. Michael Hawkins Jr. out of 25. Earl Campbell, out of 25. Mike Rozier and Caden Robinson. Donnie Shell, out of 25. Donnie Shell, out of 99. Aaron Rodgers and Luther Burden. Xavier Legette, 13/25. Garrett Nussmeier, out of 99. Ryan Wingo and Penny Boone. Christian Vallejo, out of 15. Peyton Thorne, out of 99. Cam Ward and Vinny Testaverde. And Jaden Daniels. Dylan Laub, out of 49. Curtis Rourke, out of 49. Adrian Peterson and Jordan Travis. Justice Ross Simmons, out of 25. Lawrence Arnold, out of 49. Travion Henderson and Eddie George and Andre Anthony. Malachi Nelson, out of 15. Jaquez Petaway, out of 199. Riley Leonard and Joe Montana and Jonathan Brooks. Trey Harris is third, out of 15. Steve Grogan, out of 25. Y.A. Tittle and Malik Benson. Kyle Williams, out of 99. LaDainian Tomlinson, out of 199. Aaron Rodgers and Jack Plummer. Cam Miller, out of 49. Larry Little, out of 199. Joe Montana and Jared Curtis. Cornelius Johnson, out of 99. Larry Little, out of 199. Joe Montana and Jared Curtis. Alan Bowman, out of 99. Peyton Thorne, out of 49. Joe Montana and Jared Curtis. Dual auto, Jake Garcia and Winston Wright Jr. 3 of 5. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 199. Raheem Rocket Ismail and Nate Frazier. Antoine Hill Jr. out of 20. Peyton Thorne out of 49. Joe Montana and Jared Curtis. Jeremiah Hunter out of 99. Peyton Houston out of 199. Odell Beckham Jr. and Ethan Garbers. Ja'Kai Douglas out of 15. Ollie Gordon, Lightning in a Bottle, 2 of 10. Emmitt Smith and Jace McClellan. Brady Allen out of 20. Peyton Thorne out of 99. Dominic Lovett and Hines Ward. And Hoss Haney. Peyton Houston, 8 of 10. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 199. Rocket Ismail and Nate Frazier. Jaquan Jackson out of 25. Jonah Coleman out of 199. Bo Jackson and Dion Burks. Casey Washington out of 75. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Falk and Deuce Knight. Cody Schrader, 5 of 25. Warren Sapp out of 49. Archie Manning and Jadarian Price. Jaden Janke out of 49. Donnie Shell out of 99. Malik Neighbors and Odell Beckham Jr. out of 49. And Luther Burden. Cyrus Allen out of 15. Jordan Travis out of 199. Roydell Williams and Penny Boom. Byron Brown out of 25. Adonai Mitchell out of 99. Arctic Estimate and Terrell Davis. James Wong. Or Jameson Wong. Chris Henry Jr. out of 20. Earl Campbell out of 25. Mark Burnell and Juju Lewis. Kendrick Law, 5 of 10. Drew Pearson out of 99. Donnie Shell and Deuce Knight. Dion Burks out of 75. Caden Robinson out of 199. Randy White and Jaden Blue. Now that I can be excited for you for. Congratulations. Picked a good break to join. Blake Shapen out of 25. Marcus Carroll out of 199. Benny Testaverde and Isaiah Bond. Benny Testaverde, 4 of 5. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 49. Roderick Robinson and Nate Frazier. David Eziamome out of 99. Marcus Carroll out of 199. Benny Testaverde and Isaiah Bond. Ellis Robinson IV out of 99. K. Ron Lynch Adams out of 99. And Lynn Dickey. Miles Price out of 49. Cordell Stewart out of 199. Travis Hunter and Malik Benson. Paul Krause, 1 of 1. Cordell Stewart out of 199. Travis Hunter and Nate Yarnell. Jaden Craig out of 99. Caleb Jackson out of 199. Tim Brown and Malik Rutherford. Jamari Thrash out of 99. Caleb Jackson out of 199. Tim Brown and Malik Washington. Fred Blitnikoff out of 10. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 49. Raheem Brocken Ensmill and Nate Frazier. Jermaine Brown Jr. out of 99. Caleb Jackson out of 199. Tim Brown and Malik Washington. Caden Dixon White out of 75. Devin Neal out of 199. Sam Levitt and Carson Beck. Spencer Rattler out of 15. 12 out of 15. DJ Giddens out of 199. Aeneas Williams and Jackson Dart. Quentin Cooley out of 75. Aaron Anderson out of 199. Edgerrin James and Jeremiah Love. Miller Moss 5 of 5. Malik Benson out of 99. Tony Baselli and Jeremiah Hunter. Harlan Berry 9 of 10. Raleek Brown out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. Will Kukmerick out of 25. Max Brosmer out of 25. Terrell Davis and K'Ron Lynch Adams. Jaden McGowan out of 99. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Steve Young and Isaiah Nair. Jacob the Jesus out of 25. Caleb Jackson out of 99. Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Miller. Box number 20 out of 24. Wardell Williams out of 20. Aaron Anderson out of 199. Edgerrin James and Jeremiah Love. Dual auto for Jackson Arnold and Deion Burks out of 9 out of 10. Raleek Brown out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. Ja'Kai Douglas out of 99. Malik Benson out of 199. Tony Baselli and Jeremiah Hunter. Cam Miller out of 10. Max Brosmer out of 10. Terrell Davis and K'Ron Lynch Adams. Jalen Lucas out of 75. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Steve Grogan and Isaiah Nair. Jaden McGowan out of 75. Caleb Johnson out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Milroe. Devontae Citizen out of 75. Aaron Anderson out of 199. Eddie George and Jeremiah Lou. Chad Ocho Cinco, 1 of 25. Raleek Brown out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. Jalen Henderson, 2 of 7. Malik Benson out of 25. Tony Baselli and Jeremiah Hunter. Alan Bowman out of 75. Max Brosmer out of 10. Terrell Davis, K'Ron Lynch Adams. Kyle Williams out of 49. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Steve Grogan and Isaiah Nair. Caden Dixon Wyatt out of 99. Caleb Johnson out of 99. Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Milroe. Ryan Flournoy out of 15. Aaron Anderson out of 199. Eddie George, Jeremiah Lou. Odell Beckham Jr., 7 of 7. That's a nice one. Raleek Brown out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. Jeff Everett, 5 of 10. Also a nice one. Malik Benson out of 25. Tony Baselli and Jeremiah Hunter. Cornelius Johnson, 3 of 49. Max Brosmer, 3 of 10. Terrell Davis and K'Ron Lynch Adams. Caleb Jackson, 5 of 7. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Steve Grogan and Isaiah Nair. Jalen Lane out of 99. Caleb Johnson out of 99. Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Milroe. Box number 23. Peyton Woodyard, 3 of 10. DJ Giddens out of 99. Elvin Bethea and Jeremiah Hunter. Penny Boone out of 20. DJ Giddens out of 99. Aeneas Williams and Jeremiah Hunter. Caden Dixon Wyatt out of 99. Max Brosmer out of 25. Steve Young and Jerry Bohannon. Is there a schedule somewhere? What are you looking for? If you're looking for Pop, that was at the very start of the stream. Keelan Marion out of 99. Max Brosmer out of 25. Ty Felton and Jerry Bohannon. Oh, well, then you're in the right place, my friend. That's exactly what this is. You can see it, the name of it like right here. Jabby Barber out of 49. Caleb Jackson out of 49. Thurman Thomas and Ray Davis, dual. And Malik Rutherford. Think you just found it? I promise you, you did. Jaden Blue out of 25. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 49. Raheem Rocket Ismail and Nate Frazier. How far back do you need to back up? If you want to see every single thing, then like 40 minutes. If you just want to see the hits, numbered cards, autos, etc., then you can hang out here and we're going to do a recap of every single numbered card from the break. Which is a lot. Bottom box of the break, box number 24. Aaron Noland, 3 of 3. Brock Vandegrift out of 25. Donnie Shell and Benjamin Hall. Vinny Testaverde, 1 of 10. Raleek Brown out of 199. Thomas Castellanos and Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, this started at noon EST. So 4 hours ago. Dick Vermeil, 1 of 1. Malik Benson out of 99. Tony Baselli and Jackson Dart. Amari Hatcher, 5 of 10. Max Brosmer, out of 25. Terrell Davis, Ron Lynch Adams. Jalen McMillan, out of 75. Roderick Robinson, out of 99, or 199. Steve Young and Isaiah Nair. Isaac Urindo, out of 15. Caleb Johnson, out of 99. Thomas Castellanos and Jalen Milroe. And that will do it, everybody. All right. Time for a hit recap. All right. After the hit recap, we will go over the multi-cards and see what we need to do with those. And take care of any randoms as well. I think we have 2 autos that definitely need to be randomed. And we'll see about the rest. All right. For the hits, Amari Neblack, James Winston Jr., David Eziamume, Raleek Brown, Curtis Rourke, Jacolas Padaway, Roman Wilson, Kyron Jones, Harrison Wallace, Isaac Rendo, Larry Little, Kieran Lacey, Tim Brown, Danny Tomlinson, Jalen McMillan, Cameron Skedabu, Audrey Gasame, and Lawrence Arnold. Penny Boone, DJ Giddens, Caden Dixon Wyatt, Max Brosmer, Keelan Marion, Max Brosmer, Jabber Barber, Caleb Jackson, Jaden Blue, LaDainian Tomlinson, Peyton Woodyard, DJ Giddens, Nate McCollum, Frank Gore, Evan Prater, Cordell Stewart, Peyton Thorne, Jawar Jordan, Jonah Coleman, Christian Vallejo, Sterling Sharp, Cameron Skedabu, LaDainian Thompson, Anaya Smith, Warren Sapp, and Jacob Cowling. Cameron Edge, Demir Blankumsey, Dan Villari, Steve Grogan, Jaden Wilson, Aidan Mazzell, Caden Salter, Dalen Hayden, Katron Allen, John Rice Plumley, Kyle Parker, Tony Dorsett, Jay Novacek, France Argentine, and George McIntyre. G-Mac. Aaron Nolan, Brock Vandegrift, Vinny Testaverde, Raleek Brown, Dick Vermeil, 1 of 1, Malik Benson, Amari Hatcher, Max Brosmer, Jalen McMillan, Roderick Robinson, Isaac Durendo, Caleb Jackson, Josh Allen, Mikey Jackson, Sam Stiles, Cameron Skedabu, Xavier Townsend, Tony Dorsett, Quinn Cooley, Noah Fafita, Nico Marichal, and Joe Theismann. Anthony Gold, Jared Gibson, Daquan Felton, Josh Sapp, Daquan Felton, Haynes King, Trayvon Diggs, Emmanuel Henderson, Anthony Gold, Jake Brenningstool, Luke Grimm, Brock Glenn, Jacob DeJesus, Jonathan Brooks, Caleb Odom, James Wong, Nico Iamaliva, Trayvon Diggs, Iamaliva's out of 1 of 1. Gordon Travis, Brock Glenn, Keelan Robinson, Brock Glenn, Dejan Edwards, Anthony Gold, and Deion Smith. James Wong, Cameron Ward, Earl Campbell, Mike Matthews, Brock Glenn, Nathan Carter, Brock Glenn, Isaac Durendo, Anthony Gold, Brady McGregor, Deuce Knight, Xavier Thomas, Cameron Edge, Frederick Moore, Odell Beckham Jr., Jaden Janke, Mike Rozier, Trey Harris, Lewis Bond, James Wong, and Madden Iamaliva. Jordan Sapp, Deuce Knight, Garrett Nussmeyer, Earl Campbell, Aaron Anderson, Caden Salter, Troy Franklin, Adonai Mitchell, AJ Swan, Donnie Shell, Casey Washington, Garrett Nussmeyer, Isaiah Nair, Donnie Shell, Cameron Brown, Garrett Nussmeyer, Juju Lewis, Earl Campbell, Y.A. Tittle, Adonai Mitchell, Josh Sapp, Drew Pearson, Ontario Brown, Caden Anderson, Samaj Morgan, Adonai Mitchell, Jace McClellan, Deuce Knight, Deion Smith, Caden Salter, Michael Hawkins Jr., Earl Campbell, Donnie Shell, Xavier Legat, Garrett Nussmeyer, Christian Vallejo, Peyton Thorne, Dylan Lau, Curtis Rourke, Justice Ross Simmons, Lawrence Arnold, Malachi Nelson, Jaquez Petaway, Trey Harris, Steve Grogan, Kyle Williams, LaDainian Tomlinson, Cam Miller, Larry Little, and Cornelius Johnson. Larry Little, Alan Bowman, Peyton Thorne, LaDainian Tomlinson, Antoine Hill Jr., Peyton Thorne, Jeremiah Hunter, Peyton Houston, Ja'Kai Douglas, Ollie Gordon, lining in a bottle, even though it's a jar. Brady Allen, Peyton Thorne, Peyton Houston, LaDainian Tomlinson, Jaquan Jackson, Jonah Coleman, Casey Washington, Sterling Sharp, Cody Schrader, Warren Sapp, Jaden Janke, Donnie Shell, Cyrus Allen, Jordan Travis, Byron Brown, Adonai Mitchell, Chris Henry Jr., Earl Campbell, Kendrick Law, Drew Pearson, and Deion Burks. Caden Robinson, Blake Shaven, Marcus Carroll, Vinny Testaverde, LaDainian Tomlinson, David Eziomume, Marcus Carroll, Ellis Robinson, K'Ron Lynch Adams, Miles Price, Cordell Stewart, Paul Krause, Cordell Stewart, Jaden Craig, Caleb Jackson, Jamari Thrash, Fred Bolitnikov, LaDainian Tomlinson, Jermaine Brown Jr., Caleb Jackson, Caden Dixon Wyatt, Devin Neal, Spencer Rattler, and DJ Giddens. Quinn Cooley, Aaron Anderson, Miller Moss, Malik Benson, Harlan Berry, Raleek Brown, Will Cockmarek, Max Roseman, Jaden McGowan, Roderick Robinson, Jacob Jesus, Caleb Jackson, Roy L. Williams, Aaron Anderson, Raleek Brown, Kai Douglas, Malik Benson, Cam Miller, Max Brosner, Jalen Lucas, Roderick Robinson, Jalen McGowan, and Caleb Johnson. Cavante Citizen, Aaron Anderson, Chad Ochocinco, Raleek Brown, Jalen Robinson, R. Henderson, Malik Benson, Alan Bowen, Max Brosner, Kyle Williams, Roderick Robinson, Caden Dixon White, Caleb Johnson, Ryan Flournoy, Aaron Anderson, Odell Beckham Jr., Raleek Brown, Jim Everett, Malik Benson, Cornelius Johnson, Max Brosner, Caleb Jackson, Roderick Robinson, Jalen Lane, and Caleb Johnson. Okay. That is that. Now we're on to the multis. So these two will definitely have to get random. Jake Garcia, Winston Wright Jr., and Deion Burks and Jackson Arnold, dual autos. Now then, let's go ahead and sort through these bad boys. So we have two Cameron Ward and Vinny Testaverdes out of 99, so these will be split. Vinny gets one, Cam gets one. We have three OBJ Malik Neighbors out of 49. So that's actually impressive. 43, 44, and 45 out of 49. That is... Oh, this is 58 and 57 out of 99. They really, really, really did bad with this. So we'll just pick two. One goes to Malik, one goes to Odell. And then this will go to random.org. Then we have these three, which are also numbered. Hines Ward, Dominic Lovett, Jerome Bettis, and Jeremiah Liv, and Edrin James and Damian Martinez. These are going to be random. These four in total. As well as, what else we got? Let's see. Got two of those. Got two of those. Got this. Got three of those. Got that. Let's see. There's that. What else we got? Alright, so for the base, we have one of each of these as a base, which means that these will also going to be going to the random of left or right. We've got two Terrell Davis and Audric Estime, well, four in total. Two will be going and being split. Same with Earl Campbell and Jonathan Brooks, those can be split. Marcus Allen and Woody Marks, those can be split. And Peyton Manning and Nico Iamaleava, those can be split. And Hines Ward, Dominic Levitt, those can be split. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll dice here in a second on random.org. We will take care of the dual autos separately, Jackson Arnold and Deion Burke, and Jake Garcia and Winston Wright, 3 of 5 and 3 of 10. Then we will do left and right. That's it. That's all we're going to random is those words, left and right. And all that'll happen is... the winner. So if it's, let's say, left wins, then Cordell Stewart, Jerome Bettis, Vinny Testaverde, Eddie George, Joe Montana, Thurman Thomas, Edrin James, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, and Odell Beckham Jr. will be taking it home. If the right wins, and that means that Shador, Jeremiah Love, Cam Ward, Travion Henderson, Riley Leonard, Ray Davis, Damian Martinez, Jeremiah Love, Dominic Lovett, and Malik Neighbors will win. Basically, it's either the hero or the prospect on the card, and the left or right. So, we're going to head to random.org real quick. Take care of that. And we will catch you guys back here in a few seconds. For everybody else who is uninvolved in this, thank you so much for being part of the break here with us on a Saturday. Really do appreciate having you in. This has been BMC Collectibles Breaks. We're going to do more of these, so we look forward to having you in for those. We have plenty of Leaf football stuff coming up. So catch you guys back here for some of that as well. To random.org we go. Alright, we've got random order pulled up and good to go. Gotta roll some dice, give it through how to be valid for us. Gotta go 4 times on each random. That's been the way that it has gone today. Starting off with Jackson Arnold, Dion Burks. Out of 10. That's 3 times on a roll. Dion Burks taking it home. Jake Garcia and Winston Wright out of 5. 3 times, final roll. Jake Garcia coming out on top. And last but not least, the left and rights for the heroes and the prospects. That is 3 times, final roll. And the prospects will have it. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Travion Henderson, Riley Leonard, Ray Davis, Damian Martinez, Dominic Lovett, and Malik Neighbors. Congratulations. You are keeping the extras and the numbered cards, the numbered variations as well. Congratulations. And that will do it for us for today. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We do have another case, well, 2 cases of this up. I believe it's ending and breaking on Monday. Ending on Sunday, breaking on Monday. So look forward to having y'all back for that. And until next time, everybody, this has been BMC Collectibles Breaks. Have a great one.